#1 of PARIVISION here versus Flipster Talon, and I'm with you. I think the ease of execution is there for PARIVISION. I like this Pangolier pick quite a bit. It's great against the support duo. That defusal timing is going to have the ability to get a lot done in this game, but we'll see if they can kind of weather the storm of that defusal timing, and if this safe lane Monkey King for 23 Savage will be exactly what they needed to come out the winner.
We'll have to see how the Sentry War top goes, because Sandshroud does keep you alive, and it's how you deal with the Monkey King, especially when... Actually, that's not true. You have a Keeper, so if the lane does go poorly, you can just stack a lot to catch up, but you don't want to get completely dumpstered in the lane, and you manage to kill the enemy sentries, and you get to stay in the lane.
Well, both teams smoked up here. DM's trying to wiggle himself a little bit forward to find anybody else. But with this, they're going to know there's a ward up there. There's no reason the Ancient Apparition is walking down from there without having placed a ward. Unfortunately for them, it is a very deep ward to block the Ancients, or to see the Ancients. I'm not sure exactly which one, but they will not find it with that Sentry. And we'll just be... 2 bounty runes for each team. Okay.
He did remove, so it was a sentry block on the hard camp and the observer block on the ancient. So they open up the hard camp, but the observer is still there. Already predicting, we were saying, right, Keepers are gonna 2 stacks, and it's whether it's the Sand King or the Pango, it doesn't really matter who's doing them. You know what's gonna happen to try to give some hero a faster start.
They really do not want this Doom to get anywhere near this wave.
You gotta keep the Doom honest until the support actually shows up, right?
Yeah, of course. So it is a 4-position Tinker, right? Compared to what we see sometimes being the 5-position. I mean, seeing the Ancient Apparition in this game, we kind of knew that was going to be the case, but 4-position Tinker, if it's given more space to try and farm, usually it can do quite well, but it's also one of those heroes that if you play very greedy, you can get very heavily punished.
Yeah, I want to see what the build from Doom ends up being, because Doom is a hero that can also be very greedy, which then leads to like, wait, you're farming? I'm farming. Like, he's farming too? Like, who's doing anything? So I hope this Doom does go for some more active items. No Midases too quickly, or at least sell it, He did go for the Devil's Bargain, so it is something you can do. But I want to see like a Drums or a Blink come out. Maybe an Aura, something to get you going.
Yeah, I'd actually be okay with that. I think in this game, there's definitely a case to be made for the Auras, right? You're playing against like Sand King, where you're pretty much always going to want some type of magic resistance for your team. So Pipe is always great, but you're also gonna need some physical damage reduction because you're against Nature's Prophet and a Pango.
Stacks already happening. Very first chance he gets, 9 class heads to the triangle, and does end up unblocking the Ancient that had slipped through earlier, so get some D-Ward gold, and we'll get a lot of stacks going forward, I imagine.
Good old Keeper of the Light. So far, though, lane's looking pretty good for both teams.
Yeah, the top lane's not one you want to play very aggressive into, like with the Monkey King. So just trying to out-farm, I think, is good, since Monkey King is not the fastest farmer, and you can pass him that way when you're making all these stacks.
Absolutely. Man, I haven't played Doom recently. I need to do that. One of my favorite heroes.
Doom. Gonna get himself a Lotus.
I got on a big Doom kick when Doom Eternal came out, and I was just like, yeah, we're back, baby. Put on the soundtrack and just rage the whole game. It's good stuff. It's a vibe more than anything.
He's the spam the taunt, the musical taunt on Doom.
Oh yeah, that was great timing. I feel like for the most part, you're not going to really slow down this Nature's Prophet in this lane. right? Like Tinker's kind of a defensive, like kind of passive support unless they come too far forward, and then you can kind of abuse the, laser. But
yeah, he's
top.
Cuckoo does not want this stack to happen.
He's like, nah, buddy. I mean, if Cuckoo tries to block this stack, he's going to take a lot of damage. And instead, he's just going to try and run down 9 class. Gets the blood grenade. That's first blood. Does he get the deny to the creeps here is the question. Burrow strike, no. DM, not going to let that slide. Very good stuff there from him.
Yeah, the fact... I didn't think he was going to get first blood. I thought that was not going to be worth his time and he was just going to die, but ends up all right because of that. Because of getting the first blood.
Yeah, also
I guess it also
really
dragged
that,
Sand King out of the lane, so Monkey King got to do some free farming. See him at the top of the CS.
I think off the level 4 timing here, bottom lane, if they can get some health on this Doom, we might see them be able to get aggressive under the Nature's Prophet, because that second point Scorched Earth is pretty scary.
True, but Satanic's done a great job of constantly poking, and then knowing the Treant wasn't going to do anything in this lane, he just took 2 points in Sprout and has just been constantly using it for some extra harass on top of the endless right clicks. So it's scary to dive into. You could get Sprout trapped under the tower, shackled, all of that. And the worst case is if you don't even kill Nature's, right? He just TPs home and then comes back in immediately. So you pay this huge cost for almost nothing.
Yep. Mid lane, we're going to see Makoto get his level 6, head back to base, and then with this, he's going to be in full fighting shape for those 6-minute power runes. We'll see if we see any rotations, though, from the other heroes, because bottom lane, I don't see either of these two gearing up to come contest mid. Okay, Tinker is now on the way, actually.
Yeah, they were shoving the lane in to kind of set up that pressure, give them space to go for the 6-minute rune. So bottom is secure. Top Ancient Apparition is there. Pango just hit 6, but it is a haste bottom. So good job from Flipster Talon securing the first rune, and it's actually going to lead to a kill on Ducalis here in just a moment.
Yeah, foul play is going to proc, of course, but with this, they should find the kill. Now, Tinker in some troubles. The Rolling Thunder is going to come out from no one here. He's in a decent spot. Yeah, bonks up to the high ground, getting healed up a ton here from these repair bots. And with this, Satanic will be the one that actually joins in, being held at bay here by the Storm Spirit. Still had the tail end of that haste running, so not only do you find the kill, you waste the first Rolling Thunder, and you get the TP out from the Nature's Prophet. Very good stuff there from Talon.
Too. 7-minute Wisdom Rune. Just gonna go 1-1 potentially, but 23 is moving in.
He's not level 6. This play is so much better if you're level 6 because you can just Wukongs the area, but right now, they will make it in time, and DM needs to be careful. Sentry is out, but Ducalis with the wraparound, and now the full duration shackles. You're just dead on the Monkey King. Again, you can't really make that play if you're not level 6. Ducalis will tip him knowing, oh, wait a minute. I guess that's not a bad place to push the Ancient Apparition out. He's just stuck here knowing nowhere to go. No TP for 30, loses his courier, and just a slow, painful death as they eventually close the gap. Surely, right? No way Cuckoo kills the Sand King. Right?
Right?
Oh, the blood grenade? It doesn't connect.
Is that a blood grenade kill?
Oh my goodness. Well, Boundless Strike comes in from 23 Savage. He wasted a lot of their time with now Pango coming in. 23 Savage is going to just die back to back. Wukong's command comes out, but the Rolling Thunder is there, and well, that's a huge series of kills here for the side of PARIVISION, and oh, okay. I was like, dang, that's a BM pause if I ever seen, but Monkey King bug, classic.
He finishes the action and then he pauses. It's you just got to do it to fix the bug. But that is a big slip up on the Monkey King. The aggressive play, it can work if you know it's just the Sand King, but the observer they have placed doesn't see far enough to see any rotations coming in, so Ducalis hides in the back, doesn't show himself, and allows him to get the kill on that Wisdom Shrine. which then also leads to the Ancient Apparition dying. It took so long that Monkey King does get a Sand King kill, but actually paying for his life is not worth it because Sand King is just going to TP right back to the lane now, and Monkey King, at least you can tree dance, but it's still going to take a while to get back in here, and that's going to give what was a winning lane for the Monkey King pretty much evens out. Like, Sand King's going to do stacks, he's going to have a bit of time to farm, and he's going to be perfectly fine. He's gonna be right back on track.
Hold up. This is a really good invade from Talon. They've got the Tinker here and the Storm. If they can just take... Oh, wait, no, the stack's gone. All right, never mind. I was like, if they can take away the stack, that would be massive, but there's just nothing there.
Yeah, I think they recognize that possibility, so they just cleared it right after that sequence. Good on PARIVISION. If you spend the time stacking and you lose it, right, it feels horrible. So you don't need to wait for it to build up forever and then do it all in one ult. You can, like, do some of them now, some of them later, just to make sure you're getting something for 9 class, who's been spending a lot of time doing these stacks.
Yeah. They're going to pop that regen rune top lane. Storm Spirit's definitely going to go hunting here to see what he can find. And it looks like he will just find 9 class. Does he not have Vortex?
Neutral deny.
Okay, he has Vortex, opting not to use it. As a result, 9 class will survive. Makoto diving in for more. There's the Vortex. Boundless Strike connects, but so much mana for the Storm Spirit off the back end of this rune. He's one more auto attack, and he will get the kill. No one, however, he comes in on the Pango, takes down the Ancient Apparition very swiftly.
Not a lot of mana left on that Storm, but he does have the Soul Ring and the Wand, so they're going to let him go. 9 class coming in. He's almost level 6 on 9 class already, so we can start to see the fast-paced gameplay that we're used to with the Keeper, and I'd say they have the tools. The Diffusal is on the way for the Pango right now. DM, a little bit of a slower start, but he's going to start clearing out these Ancients halfway to his Blink, so that should be done in the next, I'm going to say 2 to 3 minutes, depending if they find any kills. Or if no one ends up taking a lot of the stacks with the Swashbuckle.
Satanic's dead bottom. They're not even going to commit the Doom. Ice Blast is there. You sprout yourself, makes it even that much easier. So WS gets the credit on the Doom, and you will still have the ultimate if you manage to scout him out again.
We were worried about the setup for the Ice Blast, but Nature's Prophet, slow hero, so not too bad to land the first one.
I mean, right now, Talon's definitely getting away with the greed. The Tinker is going to start absorbing a lot of the map because they've actually given him the mid lane a few different times. Like when Makoto had that regen rune, he was jungling top, then goes for the gank. Meanwhile, the Tinker was just holding mid. And he's got that double camp behind his, tier 2 on the bottom lane. Or he's just going to continue to just TP there and farm. He'll take the Ancients over and over. We're going to see Talon potentially in a really good spot here unless PARIVISION can start getting some plays off this Diffusal timing.
I think it's the Diffusal and the Blink with the Sand King, which is actually finishing even faster than I thought. It just got purchased.
Diffusal's
so
done.
Now, yeah, this is the timing where you line it up, right? Blink, Diffusal, start making plays all across the map.
Yeah, Ducalis is dead here. Ice Blast connects. That will shatter immediately. Good aggressive ward here placed behind the tower. And another Galvanize stack for Makoto. He's off to a fantastic start this game.
Doom coming mid. Maybe they want to push, try to get the Doom onto a core. This is where you might overcommit into the Blink Epi, though. Smoke up from the back.
Oh, there's the Blink, the Epi. They got right on top of the Doom. Is he going to get some help? He's kind of tanky, but the 5 heroes of PARIVISION will claim the kill, taking down WS. There's now 6-6. A little bit of a gold lead here still for Talon, but the thing they have going for them right now is all of their towers are alive, and you have the Tinker, right? You talk about this a lot.
Tinker loves to farm, but you gotta show up to fight. Tier 1s are gonna be closer to the fight. If you lose them too soon, then you have to teleport to a tier 2 and waddle on over until you hit level 12. So the fact that they have all of them is good. Shadow Shaman trying to change that, but Satanic gonna get found again in the back. Another Vortex Ice Blast combo. Wasn't sure if it was gonna be enough just having the Storm, but so far doing a great job. And a lot of them are onto one of the best targets you can find, this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, they're looking really good. More stacks being made in the triangle, which will help DM, but I gotta give credit to Satanic still. Despite him getting targeted pretty heavily, he is not that far behind in net worth. Part of that may be a little bit self-inflicted by the Monkey King's early deaths that were, maybe a little bit unnecessary, but we're really starting to see the Tinker pull away, right? This is exactly what happens every time. If you can't take the tier 1 towers early, he absorbs like an entire wave of farm and the camps next to your tier 2 pretty much every minute.
Yeah, in the same way they have found Nature's Prophet a couple times farming his deep jungles, that's what you want to try to do to find the Tinker. And they are grouping up bottom. Serpent wards are up again in 20 seconds. Maybe it'll just be a direct push to try to open up.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder going in deep, trying to find someone. He does catch the Tinker as Shackles there. Does connect. Big Boundless Strike, though, to cancel that one out. They're going to look to try and just finish off the Shadow Shaman, which they do. And now, in comes Storm Spirit. The Doom does connect. It takes down the Pango. Ice Blast as well. Big epicenter here from DM, but the Jingu, it's up on this Monkey King. And 23 Savage just Boundless Strikes to get the execute. It's 3 dead on the side of PARIVISION. No casualties for Talon.
Despite having the recall and the teleportation, it's
the healing
Talon that is faster, right? You start this play, but the Tinker's already using March. Monkey King comes over, the Zip's here, right? This is into Talon's territory.
Yeah,
Easy fight for them.
The healing from Tinker is insane. Cuckoo almost dies there. He gets completely topped off. I think that was a Lotus plus the full Holy Locket. So he just goes from like 30% HP all the way to max. And these are just one of those things that's like, you're on a timer now, kind of. I think for PARIVISION, like your heroes do scale very well late game. Don't get me wrong, but I do feel like Talon's draft, if they're this far ahead and it continues to go this way, it looks really strong.
I mean, the weakest part of their game was this part to me. Like, are you gonna get Ice Blast with a Doom? Are you gonna be able to Doom anyone if they're all running away from you? And so far, they've done a great job of it. Monkey King, we were worried about the Monkey King's deaths in the early game, but Satanic kind of had his own matching deaths. So in the end, they're pretty neck and neck. And Talon in control of the bottom half of the map, looking to get another kill onto DM. One more Zip from Storm, gonna finish that off, and that should set them up for the Tormentor if they all want to head over there now.
This is one of the best Ancient Apparition performances we've seen today. In terms of like being able to connect on the ultimate, every single one has resulted in a kill, and they've all been timed with almost no cooldowns, right? Like, they're really putting it to good use this game. We're gonna see the whole team come bottom here for the Tormentor. Should be easy to take thanks to the Tinker, giving everyone the healing. Big Virtuous Dale's gonna drop as well, so everyone should be plenty healthy after this one. And the Shard goes to Cuckoo. That's a great one. We're talking about
Blast were.
Yeah, we're talking about Ice Blast already having a lot of value already this game. Well, it just got better.
That's also some useful utility. Like, you can now cancel Shadow Shaman's his shackles, potentially, if you just like hit him with the Ice Blast real quick. Oh, this Observer Cuckoo place just now saving his life. Immediately turns around.
I mean, they're gonna see the Nature's Prophet. He's dead. Nature's Prophet gets caught. There's the Ice Blast again. Makoto on a mega kill. 5-0 and 2, 14 Galvanized stacks in bottom lane. The Doom comes out, grabs the Pango. They're trying to get him out of this one, but he's gonna burn. DM turns it around. No Boundless Strike. They take down 23 Savage. WS now getting bailed out by this Tinker. That's a lot of healing, and when they see these march, it's time to leave. So a 1-for-1 in the bottom lane. Pretty good find there for PARIVISION, but not without cost.
kind of hurts to lose your Pango like that, because Pango was having a good start, and now he's kind of down at the bottom with the Sand King.
This Storm's gonna have a BKB now. Just dropped off on the courier. How do you kill Makoto now?
He's at 14 galvanized stacks.
Yeah.
5-0 and 2. This is the counter pick as well, right? Like, this was Storm, and then they counter picked with the Pango. I don't think they specifically picked to crush him in the lanes, but the fact that they get away with revealing the Storm there, partly picked just to steal it away from the Keeper of the Light, and now he's having this strong of a performance.
And the thing is like, normally you probably wouldn't see a BKB come out here, but when you have this many galvanized stacks, in my opinion, it's worth buying the BKB just to protect these. Like, it's similar to like, you know, Shadow Fiend of old, right? Like, you really don't want to give up your bonus stacks if you built this many early. So, you know, his BKB, it's a little bit, he's not going to have maybe as much damage output, but he has an Ancient Apparition that he's constantly playing around.
I also think it's
9 class
maybe necessary versus the Shadow Shaman instant hex, right? It's so scary for the Storm. And you can have this great of a game and feed it all away with one kill. So
they just got a Nature's Prophet again. They buy an Atos on Cuckoo. They're going straight into the triangle here to try and find this Nature's Prophet. The smoke. They're gonna find him. Satanic Vortex, Ice Blast, everything comes out again. He is dead. As his amplify damage makes it even easier.
All right, the rest of the team shows up to make sure he gets away cleanly, because that was a little bit of a deep dive.
Very deep, yeah.
But pays off. PARIVISION not quite ready to fight. It looks like they want to wait for the Aghanims on Pango, and then the maybe Aghanims on Sand King as well. So the blink defusal timing didn't quite pay off for them earlier. Let's see this double Ags. That's a lot of damage from these two heroes.
Yeah. I like Tinker going the Guardian Greaves here. Just full defensive build, nothing too greedy out of the Tinker, like we've seen Aghanim Scepters and stuff like that after like a mech, but just going straight into the Guardian Greaves. Wants to enable his team. Dust does come out just to scare him. Shadow Shaman does get seen by the ward as that 20-minute power rune was spawning. Just want to put another one on the Storm Spirit here. It will be a haste rune.
Settle down. I think Roshan should be on the docket for Flipster Talon to look for. I think you want to kill first, because it is a little scary into
Looking for Satanic.
Roll.
Boundless Strike. In comes a Storm Spirit. He finds the back line. Ice Blast is there. It's going to connect onto them. 23 damage. He gets the ult off, but a little bit too late. Makoto will finish off the Nature's Prophet. Rolling Thunder does get on top of the Tinker, and Cuckoo is fighting a whole nother battle of his own. Doom does come out. It gets the Sand King. They're going to let him burn. We're in 3 different continents here with this fight. Take down the Ancient Apparition. Pango trying his best to grab this Tinker, but chased to the ends of the earth here by the double core that is Storm Spirit and Doom. So another big win, I think, for Flipster. They get 3 cores.
Yeah, I think a little bit. It could have been even cleaner. I think they were slightly disconnected on the initial jump, and that cost them the Monkey King in this exchange. But overall, like you said, still very worth it, killing the 3 cores of PARIVISION on their half of the map as well, right? So even though they fell low, they start to back off. You're just farming the enemy's jungle, so they're gonna have nothing when they respawn. Just like Satanic is gonna need his own BKB. I see he's got the Hurricane Pike for now, maybe to help get out of the
Ice Blast. He just needs he needs to get the Pike off immediately and hope that the Ice Blast misses. Because if this Ice Blast keeps hitting him, he's gonna die. He's 1 in 5 on the Nature's Prophet. And that being said, he's still very high on net worth, just for the sake of how Nature's Prophet works. But ooh, they do manage to find the Tinker this time. Guardian Greaves is out. There's the Rolling Thunder, Wrath of Nature. They got him, surely. Tinker will finally die as Satanic comes in to pick up the kill. Very good smoke gank there from PARIVISION.
I appreciate the restraint from Flipster Talon there, though. It's tempting to take that fight, but they just picked up a gem and have put it on the Storm. And, you know, maybe you take that fight, maybe it works out. Maybe you suddenly start losing all your cores and your gem and everything, and the lead that they've been so patiently building up over the last 20 minutes, right? You just chuck it away, and then they get Roshan as well. So I like the restraint, making sure they take the right fights from here. If they can get Aegis onto Storm, I'd say that's extremely powerful for them.
There's also another Tormentor coming soon. So there's no reason to get like too anxious right now on the side of Talon, right? Like they're really far ahead. They need the BKB on their Monkey King just because he's not the primary damage dealer. Let's just be real. Like he's a go in, try and scout some heroes, boundless strike, drop the Wukongs, and like hope he survives. But it's becoming more difficult to do that without his BKB.
Yeah, it's not like I'd say the primary damage is the Storm and the Ancient right now, but it's not like his damage is nothing, so you can't have him dying too quickly. Yeah, they're gonna give him some stacks just to make sure he gets that BK fast enough, and I suppose wait for that BKB before considering the Roche.
Dude, I gotta give credit to 9 class. He is so farmed on this Keeper of the Light, despite, you know, everything that's been going the way of Talon. 23 Savage dies again in the bottom lane. Picked off by the Rolling Thunder and the Blink Epicenter, and just blinks Burrow Strike into Hex.
We haven't seen that many plays succeed with the Keeper of the Light rotations, but that's a case where, you know, he was in the trees, he brings the whole team over, and Monkey King thinks he can push out the wave under his tower real quick, but turns out everybody's there to party. It's a quick kill before Talon can even respond to that. They're looking on the top half to see if they can catch it. You know, it's like, oh, they're killing Monkey, they're gonna split up. But so far, I'm not able to find anything.
Oh, they see them now is the question. Makoto's gonna go and just pops the BKB, looking for anything. It's gonna be Ducalis here. Ice Blast coming in to secure this one. As always, the foul play does not matter if you've got the Ice Blast on you.
So feeling, you get the kill, but that was BKB and everything just for the support. I actually think PARIVISION won't feel too bad about that.
Yeah. If you can turn this into Tormentor, I think it's really good. They do see the Sand King coming bottom here. Scouted on the ward. We'll see if they can. I mean, the fact that Storm's just back to max mana because of how many stacks he has for Galvanize is crazy. They're going to dive in, see what they find here. 9 class, able to dodge out this gank. Very nicely done.
A lot of vision in that bottom area now. But
Yeah.
I feel like Roshan's top for the next 5 minutes. 4 minutes, I guess, at this point. Seems a little overkill.
We're going to see the roll-up be purchased here from the Pango, realizing that he needs to get this Rolling Thunder off, so buys his Shard.
Pango is working on the Nullifier. It's quite strong this game. When you eventually get it, you need to deal with the defense matrix. You can remove Jingu. That'll help their team fights. Still about halfway to go, though.
Speaking of Nullifiers, 23 Savage is working on one as well. Top side of the map here, we're going to see a lot of heroes start to descend. Who's going to find who? Looks like as they see Makoto with a shield rune, there's little hopes of taking that fight, so they immediately just head bottom. How do you feel about the Aghanim Scepter for Keeper of the Light here?
For the Will-O-Wisp, it's kind of nice because it can help you catch Monkey King, and it's good general team fight, especially when you're these heroes like Storm and Tinker. You're trying to like rearm in the back and you get caught by the Will-O-Wisp and it interrupts you for a few seconds. It's a team fight item. Not going to be used top right now as a...
There's wraparound though.
Roche.
They might find the Tinker. He's going to have to TP out soon. There's the Rolling Thunder. It connects. Makoto gets the BKB, but they're on top of Kuko on the backside. Ice Blast does connect onto Satanic. You need to get the Doom off as well, but he just can't find his target. There it is. He's going to make his way back to base, but I think he might shatter the Roshan. It's incredibly low. They just steal the Aegis out from underneath Talon's nose. The question is, can you get out of here?
Strike.
Blink out from DM, but caught from the dust, ready to go. I mean, you get out on the Nature's Prophet, but it will be a 3-for-1.
And if you get found instantly going for the Wisdom Shrine, Monkey King sees him.
Oh boy, that's a huge death. Holding the Boundless Strike till he absolutely needs it. Doom on top of him. The tendrils of the deep to stun him up. Well, now it's absolutely not worth it.
No, you steal the Roche, but you lose such a big team fight for it. And then you lose the Natures at the end. So they do try to wrap around, come in from the top, but they just a little early with the roll. And then the Chain Stone on the Burrow Strike Epi was not there either. So the BKB Storm already zipping on the back. The Keeper taken out. And the Keeper Illuminate heals can't be understated in this type of team fight, especially when you have your own heals from the Tinker. So kind of need it to match. And the fact that you're losing the Keeper so fast and that the Chain Stun ultimate combo didn't connect to get you a kill to like immediately take out some of the cores, it just allows Flipster Talon to eventually run it down. And as we get back to the live game, they have found 2 supports who are trying to hold this bottom lane. So this is where you're like, well, we don't have Aegis, but sure has set us up to take all these snowballing winning fights, so we're okay with that.
Yep, and I really like the Doom build. We were saying like having like a little bit of damage reduction coming out from this hero will do wonders. He's got the pipe, and he has now picked up a Ghost Scepter, knowing that like, yeah, what are they gonna do once I have Ghost Scepter, right? I'm like, dude, that damage came out way faster than I expected. That has an amplified damage on Makoto. He's gonna be forced to BKB. He might lose the gem. Gonna try and TP out. He's safe. Nice zip away from the Nature's Prophet there. Has Makoto died this game?
Not yet. 10, 0, and 8. A really good performance from him.
Yeah.
Storm's one of his better heroes. Like Storm and Puck, like fast initiators for his team. Really doing a great job this game so far.
Ice Blast being thrown. It's gonna connect on a Satanic. Boundless Strike comes out. Nullifier's there. He's forced to BKB. Wukong's not gonna help. The BKB will protect the Nature's Prophet, so he gets out. But that is, you know, BKB down.
Kind of emphasizing the importance of the Storm, right? Without his catch, it's not easy to actually finish any of these kills. But like you said, you at least get the BKB.
Dude, a Blade?
Tormentor. Oh, on who?
Doom. He's going Blade Mail. He's just gonna run at them.
There's a lot of uncontrollable damage from all of them, right? Like the Pango roll, Sand King ult, Illuminate spams, Nature's ult.
Okay,
he's out.
That's really awkward because they would have found that kill out of the Nature's Prophet, but they all thought the Tormentor was gonna die and walked away for a second and had to go back and finish it. Otherwise, he makes it through that Twin Gate in time. Ducalis? This is a very bold play. He really wanted that Tinker. He's not gonna find it, and now there's no BKB on your Nature's Prophet. We talked about that a moment ago. Oh, that's a really costly death.
I think it's okay to throw the Wrath of Nature on an attempt like that because you are falling behind. You got to start finding these like surprise pickoffs like that. But actually TPing in, I don't know about that. Yeah, maybe he's also feeling desperate. Like, I have to take these risks. We have to get these kills. And I mean, it's 13K, so I kind of get where that's coming from, but they've been rotating so fast on Flipster Talon. I don't know if you can match that. Like, oh, this Tinker's on his own, you know?
I mean, your Tinker's level 18. This is when things get very scary because he can now TP in to the Storm Spirit and the Monkey King, who are all over the map.
I would actually love to see him get a Hex soon. Maybe like Blink Hex, because then at that point, right, Monkey King's just watching in a tree. You TP in, Blink Hex, easy Wukongs, Boundless. You got Hex again, maybe by the end of that. Yeah, things are getting pretty rough for PARIVISION here. Their high ground is pretty good. So this is something you got to be careful of, and Flipster Talon will probably respect that. I imagine wait for the second Roshan unless they find a big kill before then. For now, just like trim down the tier 2 towers, but don't commit too hard into this roll, epi, illuminate spam, like everything. It's a tough high ground. Deep play from PARIVISION.
Do you get the kill off? He gets the full Hex. Into the shackles. Here comes the rest of the team. Ice Blast gonna try and bail him out. They get the kill, finally. The godlike streak will go down now. The BKB out from the Nature's Prophet, but he's still in a lot of trouble. 23 Savage trying to run away here, but the Tinker trying to chase after him to heal him up. This is not looking great here for the side of PARIVISION. You got the one kill onto the Storm Spirit, but they're gonna chase for more as, Boundless Strike connects. No one will eventually tick out here. There is just too much damage. The Infernal Blade into one more Primal Spring. Tinker is still battling by himself there, 3v1, so they managed to take out this very farmed Tinker as well.
If you can get out
with the Will-O-Wisp, does connect.
Okay.
Force Staff. Boundless Strike right on the money. There's the Nullifier. 23 Savage will claim another.
Even losing the Coddle, I think that might be okay because they got 2,000 gold for killing Storm Spirit. He was 10, 0, and 11 before that. So 2,000 gold for that kill, and you take his gem. You do pay kind of a heavy price for it, but considering you're 15K behind, I mean, sometimes that's the kind of trade you got to go for. Though if you lose more, okay, never mind, you're fine. It was just putting the fear in you. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's okay for PARIVISION, as at least if nothing else, as a stall tactic to drag this game out longer.
We'll see if this turns the tides a little bit. I'm hesitant, right? I feel like they're still really strong on the side of Talon. But
yeah, they're definitely still in the driver's seat. They're waiting for the second Roche. And with that, they'll be looking to try to break this game open, take their 15K lead to the end of the game. But you do have to make plays like that on PARIVISION. Like, this one wasn't the cleanest because they have so many towers still available. They were able to rotate in. But that's the kind of thing you have to look for. If you keep playing on your own half of the map, I mean, we've seen what's happened, right? It's the Storm finding easy Ice Blast setups, constantly getting kills, Monkey King, Doom ults, right? So you have to do this kind of sneaky stuff to hopefully catch them off guard.
Yeah. We're going to see Roche respawn timer in a moment. But smoked up here on Flipster Talon. They want to try and find themselves a pick off first. As Roche will be respawning shortly. Shadow Shaman. He's getting recalled out of here. Dude, they're making a potential deep play. They're like, hold on, guys. We're going to find someone here for sure. Pulls the whole team to the other side of the map.
Hoping like Tinker walks in or something. This is what I mean. Like, these are the kind of aggressive plays you have to try to make.
You just can't do this with any other hero either in Dota. Like, that's the benefit of this Keeper of the Light. And now you're kind of in a position here where Flipster Talon is split up on the map. And your Storm Spirit. Oh man, this is so
another
close.
Gem. They're holding the middle. They didn't find either. It's one of those situations you're so scared because you have no idea they're split. But if you happen to commit left or right, you would have found a pretty good fight. Instead, it's now going to be a proper 5-on-5 for the Roshan, which you do have good Roche fighting spells, but they are 15K up. And
you also got 25 Monkey King.
Spam.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one for these kind of fights.
All right. Mages goes the way of Flipster Talon, as PARIVISION unfortunately could not connect on that gank. We'll just get reload to the bottom side of the map. Tinker is going Ags. I kind of agree with you. I would have really liked a Scythe, but yeah, opting for the Aghanim Scepter here.
I mean,
Did they scout the Nature's Prophet? They pinged it for a moment, but Ice Blast does not connect. Shivas comes out from Makoto chasing, gets the BKB out of Titanic. That's what they wanted. That will be 90 seconds without his BKB.
We've been talking about Storm not dying, but
Nullifier? Oh, there it is. They just jump in. Big Epicenter, big Rolling Thunder as well. They're just deleting the supports. DM. What a sick Aghanim Scepter play here from him. 2 buybacks coming through. 23 Savage forced to pop that BKB immediately after the respawn here, trying to get himself a kill. 9 class in some trouble as well. Makoto gets the triple. That's a dieback on your Keeper of the Light.
that's a
So
really
yeah,
good
I mean,
fight. But you have to use everything to get that fight, right? It's the epicenter that does all that damage. So they buy back for it. They have 5 heroes in front of your base. As long as you take the buildings and get out cleanly, I think in the end this will be pretty worth it for Talon. You just can't
they've got a
overcommit.
banner. Without Epicenter, it's going to be really hard. We saw how much damage it did. You have Rolling Thunder maybe somewhat soon, but into this Tinker spam, this should just be a full lane of barracks. They should be able to go bottom as well. There's one more creep wave coming mid and the banner to protect it. And 23 Savage will have that Wukong's command here in 20 seconds. WS looking for the initiation. Do get the roll up. Makoto just trying to force them back a little bit. Last defense. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. Jumps down to the backside. They get the Nullifier onto the Doom. Burrow Strike to follow. They're going to try and get on top of Satan. He gets the BKB off, and the Doom just chain stunned out. Ice Blast. That does connect. But they really want this lane of barracks. DM will not go in with the epicenter.
Yeah, this is where you just have to call it. It's not worth finishing the last rack. It's tempting, but the only way you lose is overcommitting into the epicenter. Well, I won't say the only way, but one of the ways you lose right now is overcommitting into that. You've already lost the Doom, so they get out. Still, this is now mid and bottom barracks. That's going to be pushing in for you for the rest of the game. They've got Natures and Keeper, so some of the better heroes at dealing with this kind of pressure, but
Man, they are baiting this rune so hard.
it'd be huge. They know Storm wants it.
That being said, they did scan it. They're like, someone's over here for this rune. 23 Savage will, gets his tree cut immediately. There's the Burrow Strike. The Nullifier's out, the Hex, the Shackles. It's gonna be so much control. He's dead for 100 seconds. 9 class with an incredibly heads up play.
That's what the Will-O-Wisp is good for. Instantly breaking a massive clump of trees. If you don't instantly react to the smoke and hop down, which 9 class was ready for. He has the advantage of being the one smoked up. Really nice find. That's now 80 seconds. No Monkey King buyback. They don't know that. Let's see how far they want to push it. This is a Nature's with Trance. I mean, they do a lot of building damage as well.
25 trees
They're
and
pinging
threat
it.
rewards. Yeah, they need to threaten the high ground here.
Deep Observer. Epi is a minute away, though.
Easier said than done, still going for this. So we'll see. Did the Treants just almost instantly kill the tower? As Doom will be able to consume one of them. Coddle constantly trying to reset his cooldowns here to give him more Treants to play around. Onto the range racks they go. That one's already dead. The melee rack's now under siege. At this point, they know there is no buyback on this Monkey King. Okay, Coddle, Nature's Prophet. Not maybe the typical duo that we see, but it did work. They get themselves the mid lane. They're now going straight to top as the Nature's Treants just continue to destroy the foundation here for Flipster Talon.
That's such a good find on the Monkey King like that, setting all of this up. And the death timer's so long that Monkey King's up. Maybe you'd like to take a fight, but Epicenter is also available again.
These Treants almost killed the tier 3.
Treant's good. Nature's did get 25 for as many deaths as he's had throughout this game. He is participating enough and using the global farming enough that the 25 is online. And like you said, with the Chakra Magic, sure are a lot of them. I think there was almost 4 at one point, which is something you almost never see. That looked like he had the old, plain old Treant, you know, summon 5 at a time. It's like, what if I summon 5 Treants, but they're all gonna instantly kill buildings when they hit at once?
You're still ahead on Flipster Talon, for sure, but it is getting scary.
I don't know. At this point, 6K is not much.
Yeah.
40 minutes in. If you find a kill with the Ice Blast, especially onto something critical, right, that could set you off to win the fight. But PARIVISION has mixed things up, and they're doing these wacky smokes, and it's tough for Talon now. It'll really come down to how the fight breaks out, especially my eyes are on DM. How effective is this Blink Epicenter? He's got the eggs, he has a Revenant's Brooch. Crippling Crossbow, also really good to prevent some healing coming in from the Tinker, you know? So whoever's in that area, at least one of them, probably just gonna die.
You now have taken all tier 2s. There's no tier 2s left for Flipster Talon, which means if they get close to the high ground, it's gonna be scary.
It's the part where you're starting to get ratted by PARIVISION. Poking and prodding.
Just trying to smoke and scout before getting recalled. Because Nature's Prophet's gonna have a link in soon, and at that point, your Doom or your Vortex, you know, whatever your setup you want to be is not going to be so easy. He does have the Scythe on Makoto, I suppose, on his way to his 25.
Yeah, that Scythe could be instrumental in these fights if you catch the right target.
Is he just gonna get the tower?
He might.
He does. Oh boy.
We are in some classic rat Dota here. Ducal is making this looks like some pub where your team won't push, so you're just blink BKB dropping ult. You're right. The creeps were a little bit far off. They're about to break the back door now, so it doesn't actually amount to much there, but I think that shows what kind of mindset PARIVISION's in. You know, we are just gonna rat our way to victory. Even if the gold lead has evened out, forget team fights. Let's just rat.
So we get the level 25 on Storm. He immediately buys the Shard. Typically what we see, right? The Electric Rave combined with that Overload bounce is incredibly powerful. But we're 45 minutes into this game. It's pretty much dead even, and it feels like both teams are very scared. I think rightfully so. I mean, now you have Refresher on the Pangolier. When DM gets to that 25 talent, you're going to be really worried as well. That Stand King talent is crazy.
And Catapult down here. This is the thing, right? You know Roche is spawning, so they're trying to bait Talon back. I think actually if they commit harder, probably could have ratted the base.
I mean, I feel like that tier 3 tower is just gonna die.
Yeah. Tinker was here. I really thought he would handle it on his own, but all right.
Oh, Nature's Prophet's going top. He's gonna backdoor.
So funny. I mean, this is the range barracks, so it can't heal. So the he's using the warp flare. All right, he actually saves his ranged barracks for now, but at any moment, one more Treant will finish that job. Or perhaps Ducalis, even if he comes with backdoor up, I think the Serpent Wards can do enough damage to finish that off.
This Ward Sentry will be taken away. Nice Will-O-Wisp there to try and just scout the high ground. They know Flipster Talon is trying to make their way towards this Roshan to contest. Neither team, I think, scouting the actual pit quite yet.
Both teams very tense now. You know, Flipster Talon was in the lead for quite a lot of this, but at this point, when it's evened out, that's where things get almost extra scary. You know, PARIVISION's the one that gets to breathe a sigh of relief. We held through. It's now an even game. So pressure's on for Talon.
Oh, Doom goes in for an Observer Award.
It's a very tanky Doom.
Yeah.
He is level 25. He's got 3,600 health. His ultimate now applies Mute as well. So if you can catch Pango, Sand King, any of them, maybe the carry, Natures, who should be hiding and not showing himself, he just uses the Treant to backdoor the last range barracks now.
I mean, this Sand King epicenter. Yeah, it really is. The Sand King having the level 25 talent for the more epicenter pulses, this is one of the best talents in the game. It's absurd. If you are at all near this hero and you don't have your BKB, he will just kill you. There's no surviving it.
Especially if you can get this next Roshan and you get the refresher for free. Now you'll have two of those to work with.
Smoke up again here from PARIVISION.
Yeah, you gotta cancel this. Tinker's already in position. Bottom tower,
that
also
being said,
one Treant hit.
Looking to go in here on the mid lane. 23 Savage forced the BKB as Storm Spirit goes in really aggressively. There's the Vortex here onto the Sand King. Nullifier is out, but they don't manage to stay on top. He gets that Burrow Strike away. Doom will connect, however. They've got the Pangolier. That's a big find. WS just dumping into damage. 100 seconds sideline, but does have the buyback. That AC Sanj and Yasha build on the Doom. That's a lot of damage.
Nice find. Blink Doom right before the Pango's ult ends. You know he wants to back out and just roll again if they're going to keep fighting, so completely removing that. They immediately go to rat bottom.
They find the Tinker. Okay, they didn't know they found the Tinker. That was close. Ogre Steel Totem gets him out.
Roshan's now up.
Jumping in aggressively up onto the high ground. Vortex is going to find themselves the Keeper of the Light. He's dead. There comes the epicenter. They get on top of 23 Savage. He doesn't have a BKB. He's just going to get popped. In comes the Rolling Thunder from no one. Nullifier catches the Tinker. A really big find as now the Shackles will eventually put that one to an end. Satanic with the double kill as no one's looking for more. The Refresher, the Nullifier, the second Rolling Thunder. No! Gets canceled for the moment, but Satanic is here. And now the Rolling Thunder is going to eventually connect. Cuckoo trying to get popped up onto the high ground. He makes it. But the damage, can they find him? They can't. Blinks defensively, and now the buybacks is WS looking for his target. This would be a huge Ice Blast. It's going to connect onto all three. The boundless strike there on the money. Satanic trying to find whatever he can of his dying breath, but it's not going to be there. Atos connects. Warp Flare as well. They've got their hands on Ducalis. 5 dead as buybacks after buybacks coming through, but WS, he sees a big kill in the bottom lane. It's going to be Satanic. In comes the Tinker. Warp Flare connects. Just going to root him up. Can he get out of this one? I don't think so. Boundless Strike into the Nullifier. Satanic trying to TP out to safety. They got him. A dieback for 125 seconds. No Nature's Prophet.
That is a huge fight for Talon. They're still being ratted is the thing, right? They won the fight, but it feels like they're the ones losing building. This Treant is still gonna get the top range racks before Jokum can get there. They're pushing up, trying to find, I think you have to go for the end of the game?
Yeah, you have to end the game.
Tier 2 top is still available, so you're either ending here.
They frightened Sand King. That's the best possible hero to get the initiation on. He's all of their damage, and that's a dieback. He's dead. There's the GG. All you need sometimes is one really convenient ward. You find the Sand King, you take him out. No epicenter for this final fight in Flipster Talon. I almost said number 1. Game number 2 of Flipster Talon versus PARIVISION. As we are underway here, Talon currently up 1-0. For those of you who missed game 1, it was very exciting. A lot of back and forth, but Talon close it out off the back of an incredible Storm Spirit performance. And well, Makoto, he's back in action on this Storm Spirit here once again. Looking for that repeat performance, but gonna be hard to outdo what he did last game.
Especially about the Ancient Apparition, that is so much extra amp for the early game. And, you know, Pugno, old Pugno with the mana restoration would have been a pretty good replacement, but without that, he's still nice to play with, just not as nice.
Trick of the trade.
30 seconds to battle.
Why does Terrorblade have a voice line that says trick of the trade? That's literally Ricky's thing.
I don't have an answer for you. Perhaps if you write an email over to Gabe, he might give you a response on that one.
I'm already on it.
Drafted it up already. Okay, good work. Nothing too much happening right now anyways. You got time. They're both smoking up, but doesn't look like we're gonna see any first bloods.
The battle begins.
All right, yeah, no real fights over the runes. I say that Ducalis trying to put some damage in here into the Windrunner, but she has Windrun, able to get away. It'll be just fine. And as for the Bristleback, he did end up going Snot Rocket. He was kind of teasing the idea of going Seeing Red, but did indeed decide to go with Snot Rocket this game, which is what we typically see on the offlane Bristlebacks. A lot more utility from this hero. Interesting. Boundless Strike and Nether Blast, neither used to secure the range creep, so that's going to hurt them a little bit.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
Yeah.
why did they do that?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, you got some damage out, I guess, but you just nuked the wave and you didn't get your range creep.
This is a lane where Pugna's Decrepify will be a great save. At the same time, you get, like, you might just get wrecked by Tame the Beast. So you do have to be careful. Like, the slow from Nasal Goo will still last while you're in that Ethereal, and maybe he can't hit you in that time, but it could just be setting up 9 class to do, like, 300 magic damage.
Yeah, right now, this bottom lane doing fairly well for PARIVISION. It's going to be an interesting level 2 timing, because if you... I think that's why they're shoving the lane. They want to get level 2 before this Bristleback. If he gets Nasal Goo online and you're still level 1, I think they just kill whoever they want. Which, yeah, hold on. There we go. Tame the Beast is out. It connects. The Nasal Goo stacking up. They don't want to dive the tower. But a lot of damage dealt.
The mid lane.
Seen this lane
Storm.
before.
Off to a very good start. Makoto's all warmed up from playing the the Storm last game.
He looks so chill, just like leaning over in his chair, just like, yeah. I get to play Storm Spirit again. This is great.
I'm gonna go for 50 galvanized stacks this game.
He's trying to get the pull. He does get it. Wow. Okay. Nice. Nicely done there from Cuckoo.
Just to push out the lane. Maybe they can play aggressive. 9 class doing a great job of keeping people low, landing the daggers.
I mean, they're going to have a double wave now to hold at their tower on this side of PARIVISION. This is going to be really difficult for them to manage. Now, there is going to be the Lotus coming.
I think that was some of the idea of trying to do that pull to push us out, but they don't want to fight it, so 9 class is going to get it in the end. You're going to have to shove this into reset equilibrium now.
Now, as for, I guess we haven't really talked too much about the top lane, or I guess no one is getting a little bit low in mid. We saw this last game, Makoto kind of dominating this matchups, right? Doing a really good job. Seems like he's just getting that kind of repeat here to the start of the game. We'll see if they can find anything with it as we get closer to like the 4-minute runes and then eventually that first power rune. Makoto last game I think gets a haste rune, right? Finds a kill immediately. So that was the best possible start he could get.
Yeah, it's pretty fortunate that sequence of events. Let's see if PARIVISION I'd say has better supports this game to contest the power runes, and Sand King is also a hero who really benefits off of a couple of them. So we'll see in about 2 more minutes. Actually, a little early, but we do have a water rune fight. Both go the way of Talon, but neither to the mid. And Cuckoo actually falling pretty low for this. Do you want to commit?
Yeah, that's the burrow strike on through. They definitely get the kill. Now, Blood Grenade onto Makoto. And Ducal is going to come in. That's a lot of damage here on this Elder Titan as they now look for the Wind Ranger to fall. That's a great start here for this. A completely different start for PARIVISION in the Sand King lane.
I thought we'd have mid-fight at 6 minutes, but they say, why wait till 6 minutes? We want to fight now. They all come for the water runes. And although Talon gets the water runes, the PARIVISION supports are a little stronger in these earlier fights. So sticking around a bit too long.
That's a cool idea. Bringing all those heroes mid and slowing down the Storm Spirits level 6 is pretty massive. Last game, we saw him have his 6 at a really good time. But now I'm going to be pretty much dead even with the Sand King after this.
Talon once again went for a double block in the triangle. 9 class gonna get at least one of them. I think the other is just out of range of his sentry. Coming back for the 6-minute rune before he messes with the triangle anymore.
That's a good idea. Trying to fight for these power runes is pretty massive. No one's trying to scout out some stacks on the Flipster side, see if there's anything there for him to abuse. Now, Wind Run's gonna get popped. There's the Burrow Strike to cancel it out inside the Roche Pit, but another kill going the way of the Elder Titan. And with this, if this rune spawns top, it's a freebie, and it is. This time, haste goes to no one.
The last game was also a haste. See if he can get an instant kill. I mean, Epicenter is pretty good with the bottle, or the haste. You just like haste in, stun, and then channel the ult on top of them. Can maybe kill this Terrorblade pretty easily. Monkey King would be better, but it's a little trickier since he can hide in the trees.
Yeah. Overall, though, much better lane start here for PARIVISION as opposed to what we saw in game 1. And I don't even feel like their lanes are like substantially stronger. They've just played a better early game here.
I would say so. Especially the sequence in the mid fight. Here it comes. Going for the Wisdom Shrine with the Epicenter. Don't really think there's a hero that can stand
this
here versus this. Channel it just in case.
Yeah, and he just runs you down with a haste. They're gonna get themselves a first kill. Now looking for a second onto the Cuckoo Pugna. They get the kill. WS here comes in, pops the meta, trying to do what damage they can here. They do get the kill onto Ducala, so a 2-for-1. But you did lose both Wisdom Shrines. Bottom lane, 23 Savage trying to chase down 9 class with the Wukong's command. Does not have it. 6 Nasal Goose stacked up. You're going to be at, what, -10 armor almost at this point. He does get his Jingu stacks back, but DM will eventually run him down. There's just one more auto attack will do it. Boundless Strike does not come out in time to heal him up. So a nice series of plays here from PARIVISION around the map.
This is pretty rough now. Off of those kills, it's 6-1, and the Wisdom Shrines both go to PARIVISION. Ringmaster is almost 5.5, whereas Wind Ranger is 3.5. So we're about to get a big level difference in the supports, and especially the Ringmaster. His abilities are very strong this game. Though actually, maybe stepping in too far here.
This is a really nice TP in from Makoto. If they can punish 9 class with this, it would be massive. But In comes Sand King instead. How many times is the Tame the Beast gonna punish a Storm Spirit today?
You've rotated in heroes like the Monkey King, but having lost your Storm like that, you can't even fight. They're just washing the trees. Maybe just gonna try to clear out this creep wave. So another win for PARIVISION in this early game. Went very well for them in terms of kills, but moving around the map does reduce their farm speed, so the gold lead is not that bad quite yet.
The big concern is the Satanic Medusa, though, right? Like, he is having a great start here. 9 minutes, already over 4K net worth. We'll see what he can do with this. On the contrary, you do have a Terrorblade who's not having a bad game either, so as long as the Terrorblade's able to keep farming and kind of scale, you do have, you know, the Terrorblade scaling. You have essentially a 4-core lineup as the game goes on.
Sure, he's actually going for the pipe on the Terrorblade. We see this skipped quite often nowadays, but this wants to get the pipe for the extra magic resistance. Yeah, it's pretty good to get versus ET, who Natural Order is going to remove all of your base resistances, so buying armor, buying magic resistance, and especially these auras for the team. It's pretty necessary. Wind Ranger doesn't really build any auras, and Pugna can build some, but not like the pipe and the Crimson, those kind of things.
Power Rune will spawn top. Cuckoo. I'm surprised. I really thought no one would go for the Burrow Strike there, but maybe he just isn't worried about the kill. He has a Blink Dagger coming on Courier right now, so with this, we might see the side of PARIVISION smoke up and look for an opening. I think it's sitting on his Courier in the creep wave there, but or in the trees. Nice D-ward from 9 class. Yeah, here they go. Smoke up. They're looking to get aggressive. Finding Makoto would be amazing. It's a hard one to secure. You do need the Ringmaster ult. We saw this in our earlier series set up from the OD Astral. Instead, they're looking for 23 Savage. The Radiant scan does connect. They have a ward that actually sees exactly where 23 Savage is. The epicenter, the Blinking Burrow Strike misses, and now he's stuck on the high ground. That is not what you wanted out of your first Blink reveal. He will just walk away. A fortunate mistake there for 23 Savage.
Yeah, time to get out. Even if he doesn't get stuck on the high ground, I think just missing the Burrow Strike already makes it such a difficult kill to go for as the Wukongs comes out. So I think it's the right call to get out. Feels bad, but at least you're not going to overcommit, lose even more. Maybe you can hold this tower, especially if you bring Monkey King in when they don't have Wheel of Wonder. Start by going on Ducalis.
Nice.
Albert already done.
Yeah, he's definitely dead. They get themselves a nice kill onto the Elder Titan.
No waste. What was that? Epi and Wheel of Wonder? Yeah, that's you definitely needed an early kill. Or maybe not need, but that's what won Talon game 1, or at least won them the early game, right? It's like the repeated Ice Blast. Every time it was a success.
Yeah. I feel like that's just one of those things where you get a little bit too antsy. You see him on the tree there, and you're like, oh, we'll just Burrow Strike through the tree to get him. But it's just, yeah, just doesn't quite work out and ends up being a really unfortunate place to be. They're still trying to, like, stalk him in the bottom lane, but
force out the Wukongs. He's playing it safe. Maybe thinks they have an observer if they're going to come down twice like this. And even though you don't get the kill, I will say it drew the rotations over from Flipster Talon, which means Satanic just quietly farming away, passing 7K net worth. The Manta will be on the way shortly. That'll increase his farming speed even more.
Yeah, it is.
See what damage items he wants to go for after that. For now, he's got the Butterfly queued up, which will be very good versus all of the cores over on Talon.
Do they have an answer to this Medusa, in your opinion?
You do have the Diffusal builder on the Monkey King. After Battle Fury, he'll go for Diffusal. And Terrorblade has Reflection. Terrorblade's also going to die here, but typically has Reflection, which is quite good versus Medusa. She will have the Manta to Dispel, but, I mean, yeah, that just means you can never use Manta, and she will at some point, and then you can Reflection her and get your own Illusion, which will do a lot.
Yeah, with this, the Manta being done, Satanic's just gonna look to push down this tower. Now, bottom tower also getting siege thanks to the Pugna. So that's one of the things the Pugna is bringing to the table right now. You at least have some good tower damage from the support to try and threaten these buildings.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they did get a Wisdom Shrine this time, right? Yeah, no one did grab it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Gonna be a trade for the towers for now.
Dire's bottom
Tormentor fight should be coming up. And I want to say I favor Paravision's ability to fight for Tormentor. Blink, Epicenter, the Astral Spirit just being able to scout for free, as well as Earth Splitter being really strong in this area.
Yeah. I absolutely agree.
I think it's worth fighting for because you want the Shard on Ringmaster. It's very good versus the Terrorblade.
Yeah,
fact,
Elder
I think
Titans does
that-
not feel super good though, but
Yeah, I think the Spotlight is what helps tip this in Paravision's favor. Because, yeah, you've got, like, Terrorblade and multiple cores for the scaling, but when the illusions are so easily dealt with, that's so much of his damage cut down by a support safely throwing that from afar.
well, I mean, the Medusa's not here quite yet. They're going to go in right away with the Epicenter. He's got a shield rune to boot. Now, Wukong's command does get popped. Terrorblade is here trying to do what damage they can. Makoto's going to pull the Sand King back in, but there he is. He's going to be bailed out there by that Escape Act, and oh my god. Ducalis just two taps the Wind Ranger. Your Terrorblade now stuck, has a Sunder, will hold back to max HP with his own illusion, but surrounded by the sign of Paravision. It's a 3-for-0. Dude, Ducalis had so much damage on his Elder Titan there.
I mean, everyone was here. I think he hit everyone. He at least hit several, like 3 to 4 heroes, which is, yeah, pushing him into the 200s. And then they have no armor either. Or not no armor, he's only at level 2 natural order, so like 60%. But he did take deconstruction, so the longer you stand near him, you're also losing armor and magic resistance. We'll get to see it one more time here. So this time it's pretty easy for Paravision. They just blink Epicenter in. Pugna gets taken out right away, barely does anything in this fight. Escape Act saving the Sand King there as well.
I mean, this just doesn't happen if he doesn't have the shield rune either. Like, the fact that they're able to do this because you have a shield rune on the Sand King, like, he just feels so safe to just go straight into the fight and not worry about it. And with that, he's got an Aghanim Scepter completed. Pugna trying to just chip down this mid tower, which he might pay for this one. Atos connects, but Burrow Strike did not, so he will commit one more Nether Blast for the tower. Nicely done there from Cuckoo.
Unfortunate for them. If that Burrow Strike connects, and I think it should have been able to, you can set up the rest of the spells with 9 class and kill off the Pugna. Maybe he trades his life for his tower, but you at least kill him. For now, the smoke, head bottom. They're gonna run to the Storm.
Ooh, oh, Storm breaks the Monkey King's tree. There's the Burrow Strike Epi. They both die. Oh, that is not the combo you're looking for.
In the end, I'm gonna say that still would have worked out for Paravision, but maybe Talon gets a trade at least if Monkey King is not stunned by that zip. Oh yeah, you know we need a replay. Zip straight through, so like right here, maybe you're killing the Bristle with the Wukongs, but it was the Ags reveal on the Sand King, and you saw how quickly that damage came out, so I think it still would have been a good fight for Paravision. That's gonna actually lead to the Roshan now.
That is, it was one of those things where we saw them with these two heroes last game, and I thought to myself multiple times, I'm like, oh, I'm surprised that the Stormsbeard hasn't cut a Monkey King's tree yet. And first time this game we see it. Actually, a really sick play there from the Wind Ranger. Gets a snipe onto 9 class and TP's home. So really good stuff there.
It also distracted PARIVISION. They were doing Roche and then went over to try to help 9 class. So now they're out of the Roche pit. I mean, you can do this on Flipster Talon. Like, they're working on the top tower now, just cutting it down through back door. But if you bring the whole team, you can do Roche. You just gotta be really careful of this epicenter. We saw how much work it can do last game, even though it didn't win. We saw an amazing double kill.
I see a Wind Ranger dying somewhere.
Yeah, quick kill in the mid lane, the Burrow Strike, Wheel of Wonder combo.
Yeah, I mean, this Sand King is so farmed. He's getting so much damage out already. They're gonna lose the Pugna now, top side. A Butterfly Rush on the Medusa. This is a really good pickup.
Yeah, I like the Satanic he has, or not Satanic, the Scotty he has queued up next on Satanic. Makoto.
No way. No way. He dies, right? Surely?
Okay, he had
all the way
to
back
zip
to the fountain.
Yeah, he had a couple different dots on him, so he had to zip all the way back to make sure he doesn't take the damage and heals through it. So he does get to live. But now Roche is bottom. Can you get over here on Talon fast enough? They do scan it, so they know what's happening.
It's gonna be so hard. Like, Nasal Goo does make this so easy. You do have the power
kill
shot,
on Monkey
fam.
King.
Oh no, is he just solo dead? Yeah, I mean, you can't get out of the epicenter.
Yeah.
It's way too much damage. That actually did push DM out of the Roche pit for a moment. It reset all the nasal stacks, so slowed their attempt up. But it doesn't look like they're gonna contest this at all. Instead, they will take the double wisdom shrines.
The thing is you need the Monkey King's ultimate to have the diffusal procs on the Medusa to actually threaten her. Otherwise, I don't think you can actually kill her. You know, outside of like, okay, we dealt with the rest of the team, she's on her own, sure. But like, with any level of even numbers, this Medusa is so farmed. She is 5,000 ahead of the Monkey King, which at least those cores are like all kind of together to some degree, but like still, if you don't have the diffusal and then copy her with the reflection, like you need this combo of abilities to actually threaten her. And now she has the Aegis, so now you're gonna have to do it twice, and you only got 1 Wukongs right now.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. I was very worried for the Flipster Talon team when I saw the Medusa pick come out in the first place, because they really didn't have a good answer for this. And with the lane she was having, yeah, Satanic has decided not to slow down at all. He's just gonna walk right up onto the high ground and start challenging them to respect his damage. They get the fortification, gonna turn his attention towards mid as his team has already started pushing this lane in.
What's crazy is he was pushing in bottom while his team was showing mid. Yeah, like, yeah, I know you guys can't deal with me. I'll just hit this on my own. Monkey King is cutting bottom, so at least they can't take much more damage there, but they're gonna give up the tier 2 mid in exchange. I actually think this is the right call. I don't know how you can fight this, but PARIVISION's gonna call the bluff. Like, okay, you wanna push our other lanes? I'm just gonna take your base, so you better come back here.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it's worth it. I think you actually just have to give this up.
Yeah, you don't have a fort, right? We saw them pop it in the bottom lane, so I think you just have to give up the tier 3. They are gonna get the reflection here, which is doing a lot of damage onto the Medusa. It might just kill her. Now strongman tonic and some barriers. She will get away. Epicenter though, he's targeting Cuckoo. He gets the nullifier. Now The pipe absorbing a lot of the damage in from this epicenter. He will lose the tier 3 tower. Now in comes Makoto trying to find the initiation here on a Satanic, but he's going to be forced to BKB as the Wheel of Wonder would have feared him away, and they still have not cracked the first life of this Medusa.
They weathered this storm,
that,
though. I really expected PARIVISION to be able to take that cleanly. The fact that Epicenter gets used on Cuckoo and doesn't even take him down to half health thanks to the pipe and the Decrepify is a bit of a waste of that ability. So while it's down, they're going to respect it and back off. So Talon is buying themselves a little bit here. Aegis, 2 minutes still left on it, so they can reset and start pushing again. But I think you have to wait for Epi.
Yeah, I mean, it was Arcane Rune Epi, so it's soon.
Oh, that's true,
right.
Yeah. You can
How
kind of
far
just
away
like
is
chuck
it?
it out.
Yeah, it's only 15 seconds away. Yeah, it's coming real fast. So BKB being delivered on him as well. Satanic almost to his Scotty, just about 200 gold away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now, taking down this last tier 2 means that if you get wiped in your base, everything is up for grabs.
All right, and here comes the Scotty. Quickly cleans up that ward from the Pugna. Now they will get the Aegis, it looks like here. Someone surely's got to be able to put some damage into Satanic. Now, right, just stands his ground, nearly kills Makoto. He's gone. Thunder knows gonna bail him out at the last second, but he is out of mana. The Wheel of Wonder cutting off the escape, but Medusa's illusion nearly kills 9 class, and a Boundless Strike in from 23 Savage will be able to do it. 40 seconds on this Aegis. You've got to do something here. You cannot just let this Medusa end the game.
I don't think you can do anything on this one. Oh,
There's the Boundless Strike. There's your Wukongs. It comes out. They get the kill, but in goes no one once again with the epicenter. Takes off Cuckoo. And now with Satanic back into the fight, looking real strong. What an Earth Splitter. Just absolutely decimating the side of Talon as now they come right back in the split shot, just killing this poor Wind Ranger as 23 Savage. He's trapped into the trees, gonna get surrounded. Triple kill for Satanic as he's not stopping. Makoto gonna do his best here to clean up these other heroes. Disarmed at the moment. DM, he's low, but he's not dead. In comes the Stone Gaze as well. Makoto has to run. Spotlight is out, giving him a little bit of vision. There's going to be the Boundless Strike. They might just back away. The fear. Hold on. Is Makoto actually just dead? It's so close. Is he going to burn out down to 90 HP? He lives. Satanic just going on to the high ground here, getting sucked off by Cuckoo, but it's not enough. They get the kills one by one. WS here trying to maybe find a kill on the Medusa. The Manta to get rid of the reflection. Storm zipping out on the backside. Tries to get 9 class, but they just don't have the damage. Makoto's out of mana. Wind Ranger diebacks once again, and the raid boss that is Satanic is too much, and Makoto will end up dying anyway. 9 class gets them. Fears WS back in. It's over, God. Man. 5 heroes dead, and Satanic is still alive through all of this.
There is a point where Satanic manta'd and then brought an illusion back. So they thought PARIVISION was retreating. They run the Wind Ranger in, and the real hero is still hitting the barracks, so it actually just kills Wind Ranger with the actual hero damage. It ends up being a little drawn out. You get the Sand King, but
here we're gonna
buy back for one more defense with the Wukongs.
They're gonna try their best. He does get bailed up by the escape act. Vortex back in. Glimmer Cape.
You have to get her.
Strongman Tonic. She's still alive. No. Oh no. They go down on the Monkey King, and now the chase back the other way as Makoto's got nothing left in the tank, and it's Ducalis that will beat him down. GG comes out, and PARIVISION a dominant game 2.